4 students from the University of Wyoming. 5. Nope, that's just Representative Sweeney. You're young. Representative Sweeney, your young appearance, always. All right, students, come on up. All right, so you each don't get 2 minutes, but I'll give you a couple of minutes similar to the students from Cody. So hopefully you're ready for that, and just go ahead and introduce yourself and share with us your whatever you'd like to share. And maybe we'll, since there's 4 of you, we'll call it 4 minutes. And if the first one burns 3, then you guys could take that up with her.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If it's possible, I'd like to yield my time to my fellow student, Jada Cooper.
Okay, you may, you can, why don't, let's do this. So is everybody, do you want to testify? And do you want to testify? And you're Miss Cooper. And do you want to testify? So why don't you all 4 introduce yourselves? Because as much as you're excited to actually testify on the legislation, we're just excited to have University of Wyoming students in front of us. So why don't you at first introduce yourselves?
If you wouldn't mind, Chairman, I could give a brief introduction of what we're here to speak about, and then we have more specific cases. That might be a little bit easier.
Well, you have 4 minutes, so why don't you go ahead and each introduce yourselves, and then I'll start the clock, and you guys can talk. Whoever wants to talk can talk. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for letting us be here to speak before you today. I'm Autumn Knight. I'm one of the senators for the College of Arts and Sciences for ASUW at the University of Wyoming.
Thank you, Autumn. Yeah, once it hits green, you're on.
All right, well, thank you, Chairman, and good afternoon to all. My name is Laura Perez. I'm a senior at the University of Wyoming studying psychology and Spanish with a minor in statistics. And I'm also the Director of Diversity for ASUW.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Jada Cooper. I'm an Afro-Indigenous student at the University of Wyoming, and I am a student activist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Taylor Nielsen, and I currently serve as the Director of Governmental and Community Affairs for ASUW.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so who wants to start?
I'll start us off with a brief introduction. The University of Wyoming students are here today to discuss some issues that we've seen at the university and within our communities as well. We understand that a number of states obviously have implemented anti-hate crime laws to address these issues, and the state of Wyoming, for reasons stated before us, obviously has not, and this is alarming to the students. Working as the Director of Governmental and Community Affairs, I work with the students, with the city, and with other members of the state, and I've heard stories of attacks, prejudice, and a number of other issues regarding discrimination on our campus and within our state that have not been responded to by any entities that absolutely should have. We're here today to just bring attention to this and hope that these are valued within our communities, as the state of Wyoming is going to lose individuals within it. Other individuals have spoke to the economic benefits of this, and I would like to point out that 20% of students who leave the University of Wyoming do it because of discrimination and lack of support and protections. We're here today to speak to that, as we would like to continue to live in the state of Wyoming. But with that, we are here to share our stories. And with that, I will hand it off to students who can speak more directly to that.
Yes, thank you. Let's hear from the students.
So thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know what I had to listen to a few weeks ago? Nigger lives matter. In a seminar meant for learning about Black Wall Street and the survivors' responses, we were bombarded by nigger lives matter. And what did the president say in his statement? Students affected by hate speech and images should contact the University Counseling Center. You know who works in the UCC? Majority of them are white people, with the exception of one person who happens to be Latino. White people are telling us they don't condone the hate speech, but are also telling us to get help from people who will never understand our trauma. Black people are tired, Indigenous people are tired, Latinos are tired, Asians are tired, any other POC group who I might not have mentioned are tired. The LGBTQIA+ people are tired. We are all tired. We are tired of being attacked by people for being who we are. We can't change the color of our skin. We can't change our sexual orientation. We are tired of being attacked and not protected. I have never in my life been called a nigger in person. I have never in my life had to listen to the words nigger be uttered by a white person or a white man in person. And you know what made it even worse? In the email by the president and board of trustees sent to the whole student body, they basically said nothing that I haven't heard before. The words felt copied and pasted. I was told that hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. In the email, they said the First Amendment may allow expression that is preempted. So, okay. reprehensible, but we have a responsibility to respond to it. Not only did he tell the students that hate speech is protected by the amendment, but also that they have a responsibility to respond to it. Since there aren't any anti-hate crime laws, they are very limited. Wyoming is one of 3 states that has no anti-hate crime laws. You would think a lynching that happened in this state would be the reason that an anti-hate crime bill was passed, but no. This state has a history of racism and hate crime. Do you want the state to always be remembered by those same events that took place? It is 2021. It is time we change the state. How many times do we have to sit here and wait for you to do something to protect us legislation-wise? You always push it away because you are biased by being mostly white and not accepting the fact that these laws weren't meant for you to ever ignore. We are tired of being ignored and pushed out because it doesn't fit your agenda. You are elected by the people to serve the people. We are the people. Why do people of color have to depend on white people to be protected? Why do we have to face our oppressors to be protected? Why do we have to beg to be protected? At this point, we might as well start calling all of y'all masses. I have been told that some politicians don't think this bill is necessary, but I am standing in front of you telling you that we need this bill. I shouldn't have to come here as an angry Black woman for something that may be considered. I shouldn't have to come here, a sophomore in college, to push for something that might be considered. My light-skinned Black nigger ass shouldn't have to be here in front of you for something that we may be considered. We want change. We are asking for change, and we won't stop until we get what we want. We want protection for our people. This speech isn't meant to attack you, but it is meant to make you understand our pain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to say that I am from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the happy place in Wyoming, supposedly. On December 30th, 2020, a police officer responded to a possible stabbing. The victim was a 50-year-old Mexican male, resident of Jackson. He was discovered with stabbing wounds. The suspect was a 38-year-old white man. After a 13-hour standoff, the police finally detained the white man and took him into custody. Although the man received charges for stabbing, he did not receive the charges for a bias-motivated crime. This was a hate crime, but due to Wyoming's lack of legislation and laws, no action was taken. As you're all debating the legislation, please remember, I am from Jackson, and that Mexican man could have been my dad. This man did not deserve to be stabbed for his color of the skin, the same skin color as mine. I am afraid for my own life. Thank you.
Thank you. Have any of you students testified before in the legislature?
Sorry, Chairman, I have testified before, however, not in front of Wyoming's.
Excellent. Well, thank you for one. I know it's not the longest trip over the hill, but we appreciate you coming over the hill. We appreciate you being in our capital today, and certainly appreciate you testifying. I'm a legislator and I testify on bills all day long, and sometimes I get nervous and sometimes I don't want to do it, and sometimes I don't know what to say. So I know that it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So really do appreciate your courage and testifying. Thank you. Committee questions for the students.